Again with another daily Marvel Snap live stream. So today we are going to be playing our Omega Red deck that we featured on today's video, and we're going to be using it in the Project Pegasus location. So the featured location creates some really high power swings. You get a lot of large minions out onto the board. But to look at the deck list really quickly, it is very similar to the one that we featured today, but we made a couple of small tweaks. So the one that was featured was our kind of first iteration of it after figuring out what the featured location was. Hey Umais, I'm so glad to hear from you. I was getting pretty worried. We haven't heard from you for a few days, so I am glad that you're back. Thank you for jumping in and joining us live. And then hi Sirish, how's it going? And then there are two changes that we made to the deck list from today's video. Instead of running a Crystal, we are running Rogue as a kind of counterplay potential. Hey Harrison, hey Nicolay, how's it going? Thank you guys so much for jumping in and joining us. And then instead of... Instead of Warpath, we are running Claw. Hey Alexander, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. So we made those two small changes. We are going to go ahead and jump in and change our view over. And then Alexander, I'm not sure if you're asking Umais or me. I'm doing well. I hope Umais is doing good as well. I'm so glad that they're here and we're able to jump back on. With the C, so it's Krish. Is that closer? Okay, and so Alexander both. So first we're going up against Dot. We do have Omega Red and Iron Man in our hand, so if we do draw into Project Pegasus, we'll be able to play them pretty early. Or we can even do a Sarah early to reduce the cost of all of our cards for the rest of the game. And Harrison Wade, do you know if cards carry Enchantress debuffs between zones? I know it's the case for most places in shifts, but with Hearthstone it was really hit or miss. Stuff would take from field to hand, etc. So are you meaning, Harrison, so like if I played a card in Muir Island, it got Enchantress, and then we moved it over to New York? Oh, if Beast? No. So it's kind of like Leech. Once that ability has been removed, it kind of sets that in for the rest of the game, whether it's returned to your hand, on the board, kind of wherever it's at. So we don't get Project Pegasus this game, but I do think we can still make this work. We can do Omega Red into Muir Island. We can do Sarah on 5. Then we can do Magic on 6, but it did get hit with Iceman, so that disrupts our flow just a little bit. But I do think stacking them into Muir Island is going to be good at making sure that we have that lead at the end of the game. Feedy, solid fan here. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I hope you're having a great day so far. Umais, haven't played Marvel in a while. Is anything new? So no new cards, no new patches yet. We think one is... They have hinted that one is right around the corner, so they said soon. So for them, what I've seen, that could be anywhere from one day to next week. But one should be coming soon, and then we have a new featured location, which is Project Pegasus, which creates some really high power swings. It will give both players +5 energy for the turn that it's revealed, and so you can play some really large cards really early on. And so I think I'm going to... Do we rogue their Cerebro just to take it away from them? I know that's a huge component in them being successful. Maybe we wait to see if they Mystique it or not. If they Mystique it, then... Or if they don't Mystique it, then we definitely steal their Cerebro buff. I am going to play our Sarah into New York. And then we'll see what they end up playing. Do you do giveaways? So right now I don't necessarily know what we would give away. But at some point, if there's some, like with her stone, you can do gifted packs. You can do things like that. But with this one, I think it's a little bit different. I don't know what we would give away at this point. I'd like to at some point host some kind of giveaways, but right now we don't know exactly what that looks like. And then Unknown Channel, I'm finally able to show up for the stream today. Hey, I'm so glad that you were able to catch us live. So they didn't end up using Mystique on their Cerebro, but I do think we wait one more turn. Right now, they could potentially move it into New York, which would really throw us off by quite a bit. So I think we are just going to go with the Iron Man here. And if we do Iron Man and Wave, that will limit them to 2 cards on the final turn, and it will allow... No, it'll limit them to 1 card on the final turn, and it will allow us to do 2 as well. So we are going to do the Iron Man Wave. We're not going to be able to use Mystique because of the order that I played them in, but I think that's okay. If they drop a Onslaught into Hell's Kitchen, then we can actually end up stealing it. And so it is an Onslaught. I think we probably should have rogued, just with the anticipation that they wouldn't move Cerebro. Oh, okay, never mind. They end up retreating. So we are going to start the stream with a +1. No negativity today. We're not gonna end up going negative. Paulo, are there any news for the next rank season or reset? No solid news, but they did say that they're going to be changing up the... I think it's the season pass rewards. It was either that or the ranked rewards. And so far, the seasons that we've had have all been pretty standard, where there's a couple of variants. There's a random card variant, and then there's some avatars kind of sprinkled throughout. And then the same thing with the ranked rewards. It's been an avatar at 100, the same kind of currency for 90, 80, kind of all the way throughout. And they said that they're going to change either one of those two. I don't remember which one. And that they had some fun things that they think the players will enjoy. And so hopefully it does turn out to be something good. Alexander, easy in the stream. We're positive. +1. We don't need to go any longer. Ruin Cerebro to win for sure. Yeah, that was the plan. But then I didn't think about them stacking Onslaught on top of it. And with the uncertainty of if they did end up moving it mid, I was a little uncertain if we wanted to kind of roll the dice. Are they going to nerf TLSG? So from today's video, I felt like all of our RNG was directly in our favor. Every time I made a call, and I don't know if Pilk has jumped in yet, but every time I made a call, it was like if we draw into Onslaught here, it would be perfect, and then we draw into Onslaught, and that was kind of the entirety of the video. And so maybe TLSG is due for a nerf. All he has to do is run Cerebro, and he'll be negative for the entire stream. I think we compete for Baxter building. That's going to help us push power to the left and right. Oh, and it's against the bot, so I don't think we have to worry too much about this one. We will be able to do Omega Red, Iron Man. Ooh, and we're going to draw from their deck, which is really bad. We do at least have some of the pieces we need to make sure that we win Baxter building and can push power to the other sides. I hope I'll be buffed. My card luck is the worst. Asurio, but you made it to infinite with a Baron Mordo deck. I haven't been able to make Baron Mordo work consistently, and you were able to climb to infinite. So I think maybe you're right at that balancing point where you don't need a huge buff. I think you're decently strong as is. These 11 p.m. streams are killing my sleep patterns, but I don't want to stop watching. Sham, I appreciate you being here and just enjoying the stream with us. If you need to catch it afterwards, by all means, absolutely do that. Your sleep is important. Says the guy that's been waking up at 4 a.m. to finish editing his videos. I keep trying to get ahead, but with a new location release, I end up playing. It's 10 p.m. whenever the daily resets into the next day's update. And so to get the featured location on release, I stay up. I record probably from 10 to midnight. I'll do a little bit of editing and then I get sleepy, and then I'll wake up at like 4 a.m. to finish it off. It's definitely not sustainable. Hey, Aaron Bailey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. I think we're gonna do. It hurts to see a bot play your cards, and if they play them better than we do, that's where it's really gonna sting. I think we're going to play Iron Man this turn. If we can win Baxter Building, that'll push a little bit of extra power. We can always do maybe a Claw into Weird World, and then move our Nightcrawler over. It just depends on where they play. Aaron's school started and life is hell. Oh, unknown channel. I'm so sorry. I know that a new semester is always rough, getting used to the class expectations, the professor expectations. And so hopefully you're able to kind of find that middle ground where you know what's expected pretty soon. Oh man, we appreciate your videos. I always stay tuned for your daily. Thank you so much, Sham. I appreciate it. And if it wasn't something that I enjoyed doing, I definitely wouldn't push as hard as I do. So we are going to win this lane by more than 10. So we'll get 3. We'll get another 4 from Omega Red. We'll have 5 push over into World from Claw, so that should be... Oh, my math is bad. I think that gives us a decent advantage. I'm not going to calculate it against the bot, but... ooh, I didn't update Nightbot for the Discord link. Hold on. So we're gonna lock that one in. I don't think it should be an issue with winning that lane. And then in the background, I'm going to update Nightbot. Because we do have a new Discord link to make sure that it does work properly, because the last one wasn't working as intended.
Victory.
I'm so glad that we won that one. I was not even paying attention. Had we lost it, so that we're gonna update it with another 4 cubes. What does Omega Red do, Martin? So Omega Red, if you win a location by at least 10, then he will push 4 power to the other lanes. And so just with that, 4 power is not going to be enough to really swing lanes. But if you match that with an Onslaught, which will double that, it'll be 8 to the other lanes. If you match that with an Onslaught and a Mystique that copied the Onslaught, then it's going to be 32 power to the other lanes. And so... flexing that much, wow. No, I wasn't meaning to flex. And then Pixie, when is the next patch? They said soon, so I would expect probably this week. They haven't said for sure, but I would expect that it'd be sometime this week. We just don't know exactly when. Okay, and so I am going to update the Nightbot really quickly. And then whenever it runs next time, I'll double check that it was correct. So we are going to jump into another one. I separated them out because right now they were all kind of joined together, so the links weren't working as they should. Mr. Positive is back. If we can beat our record of, what was it, 32 cubes in a lunch live stream, that would be phenomenal. Ever since we did hit rank 100. I don't know that I told you guys or that I necessarily showed it, but we did hit infinite rank, and ever since then it feels like the competition has gotten really a lot easier. We're facing a lot more bots, and we're able to cheese a lot more games out than we were before. And so right up to rank 100, it was going up against really strong decks. Hey, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel, Mike. But ever since then, I think we're at 104 or 105 now. Ever since it updated, or we hit that infinite rank, it's like kind of the gas got let off, and now people are playing fun decks. And then Gallagher Gal, but I see thousands of power in a location, and he only puts 32 on others. So he puts 32 in the others, Gallagher Gal. If you do get lucky with an Onslaught Citadel, then he can end up putting something like a couple thousand in the other ones. It gets really nutty really quickly. So we are going to do the Iron Man. We'll also be able to do Onslaught and Mystique to end up. We'll be able to hit the combo this game. We're going to go ahead and snap. I think this is probably a bot, but I don't think we should have any issues. It can go higher if you do Onslaught plus Mystique in Onslaught Citadel. Yeah, so it can go to, like, it'll be something like 15 or 16,000 in the one lane, and then push a couple. It pushes several hundred at the very least into the other lanes. So it can get really, really crazy really quickly. Looking forward to a positive stream today, Timothy. Me too. We are in need of a positive stream. Yesterday's with the Cerebro deck, we didn't have a lot of luck, but so far the Omega Red deck has been very, very kind to us ever since Project Pegasus, and we haven't seen it so far in the stream, which seems to be the case in a lot of the featured location lunch live streams we do. We see it maybe once or twice. And so when I build a deck around a featured location, I want it to be good with the location, but not also just rely on that as a win condition. Oh, and so they rogue our Iron Man. Ooh.
I am Iron Man.
That's not great. Wait, if that's why you're confused or why the others were only 32. It feels so strange to see the same quality of content on stream. Makes me a little dizzy. Oh, what? Like the good gameplay? Is that what you're talking about, Puma? So they stole our Iron Man. We could try to steal it back with a Rogue, but that's a 50-50. We could end up stealing their Sarah buff instead. Do we think there's any way that we can push that up to the proper levels now? I don't know. We could always do a Mr. Fantastic, which would end up pushing 4 to Elysium, which isn't a huge push. We could try to make sure we're 20 ahead with Claw. I think we need to go for the 50-50 here. We're going to do the 50-50 and we're going to extend it with magic if that doesn't turn out. Oh no, wait, the game's already been extended by their magic. We don't need to drop ours. So in that case, we're going to do Claw, and we're going to try the 50-50 flip of stealing back our Iron Man. At that point, it'll only be an 8 power bonus with Omega Red, but at least we can get it to trigger potentially. Hey, Jeremiah, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Yay for the positive stream. Just got Invisible Woman, Mr. Negative. Still waiting for Hellcow. Ooh, now we have 2 chances at Iron Man. Hellcow now he seems like he's in an okay spot, but that's not what we wanted to steal. He seems like he's in an okay spot, but not overpowered like he was before. So this one is definitely going to end up being a retreat. So they hit the really good high roll. We hit the 1 out of 3 Sarah steal. So we are going to backtrack just a little bit on our positivity. We started out a little too positive. We had to be kind of humbled a little bit. Hey, Sammy, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. TLSG being the gambling man he is. So it is gambling, but it's informed gambling. So if the odds are in your favor, I will always go for the house advantage if we can. Rogue is cruel, ruins dreams. Definitely does. I do like her as a tech card in this deck to potentially steal back those ongoing abilities, or even steal some of their good ones, so we have maybe a triple onslaught for some reason, which would be incredibly insane. But I did want to kind of ask you guys a question. We got a video we got a comment on our last live stream. Ooh, and we get Project Pegasus for the first time, and we're against a bot, so this should be pretty easy. We got a comment on the last live stream that it gets exhausting me welcoming everyone, so like responding to the people that jump in and say hey, or like addressing chat as much. Is it something that you guys find overwhelming? Because I like live streams to be able to interact with you guys. But if it's something that I do it to too much of an extent and I don't play the game as much, definitely let me know, and we can tweak and adjust as we go. Sammy, my day is great. I got up to rank 83. Nice. We are closing in on the end of the season, and so you have you're pretty close. I think if you push hard enough, you could probably make it. Zoma, nope. It's actually nice to see. My name is Houdini. Where did it go? My name is Houdini. If anyone has ever versed me, ooh, I'll keep an eye out, Houdini. I like to recognize the people that are either in our streams or in our comment section of the videos. I always find it fun to be able to match up against them. Live stream is where you interact with fans. The game is the background. Definitely good to greet people who come in. And then Chauncey, I agree with you. Don't need to welcome everyone. We're here for content, not for greetings. And I can see it both ways, especially for those that watch the live stream after the fact. I could see, like, if you're watching it live, I think it's a really good interaction. If you are watching it after the fact, I could see it. I could see it being kind of tedious to an extent. But we will kind of keep it in mind and play it by ear. We'll adjust as we go. I know the very first one, I ended up like only playing our first live stream. I ended up only playing a couple of games because I was chatting and trying to keep up with every single chat. And I've tried to find a good balance, but it's something that as I keep doing the live streams, we'll adjust. Maybe you can clip your live streams and then repost. We could potentially do that, but that would take away the instantaneousness of having it up right away. And so if we do claw here, that's going to push 40 power into this lane, which is going to be more than enough. And then all we have to do is something like an Iron Man, and I think we win both locations. And so we don't absolutely need our Omega Red. I think the claw with the double onslaught is going to be more than enough.
I am Iron Man.
Hi Simas, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. So they do have an Iron Man in Project Pegasus, but I think we can come up over it with the quadruple trigger of Iron Man. Convenience is the word that you're looking for. Thank you, thank you, Omega Chaos. Every once in a while, words just absolutely elude us. And so if we haven't snapped, we would snap right now. But the Iron Man should be more than enough to push us up over that limit. Yes, I mean as an additive for the folks that want to rewatch the live stream later. Oh, okay, gotcha. And so for those that are viewing after the fact, and maybe it's something that we look at doing the highlights. I didn't even think about it. We could have stolen the Iron Man from the opponent just to add a little spice, a little sizzle to it, and it would have given us a tiny bit more power actually with the one. Just to add some salt onto the wound. So we're gonna change it up to yeah. So the double onslaught, whenever you have an Iron Man in the same lane, is absolutely nuts. And it's part of why I like the combo. And then if you have an Omega Red, it adds power to the other sides, and it gets even crazier if you have Onslaught Citadel, because that will double the already double it. The math kind of goes over my head a little bit, but it's something like 64 times the regular amount, so it's absolutely nuts whenever it happens. I think that should count for the season mission. Yeah, so Pilk, I'm not sure if he's still in here, but Pilk actually, he got like 15,000 like the day that season mission came out, and he said, well, I guess the season mission is complete for today. Only took one game. Yeah, there you are, Pilk. 15,616. It's just insane, the power level of the Onslaught Mystique interaction. Are we back, guys? Are we back, guys? Did it disconnect? I got a notification. Hey, Omega, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us, at least for the little while that you were here. I hope that you enjoyed your stay, and then we have a lot of content on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. But I hope you have a great rest of your day. So guys, are we back live? I know that it shows that we dropped a few viewers here. I don't know that I want to drop Mr. Fantastic here. I'm going to drop him to the side. He'll only push power into the middle lane since it does use the adjacent, but I think that'll be okay. It was laggy, but it's fine now. Okay, good. Just a temporary outage. Okay, good deal. I'm glad that it was able to reconnect.
Opponent snapped.
Is it still choppy and laggy, Pilk? Because it's showing that our stream quality is back up to green, and so if it's not, we may need to do some tweaks or adjustments. Hey Toby, glad to catch another lunch live stream. The stream is a bit laggy, but seems good. Okay, and so if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't improve, guys, let me know, and then it's all good now. Okay, and then if it's still laggy for anybody, you may need to hit it with a quick refresh just to make sure that everything kind of cleared up and it rebuffers. I am going to go ahead and play Magic. I don't know that we necessarily need to, but it does give us an extra turn to kind of assess what they're going to play. Ooh, but the Doc Ock comes in. So we're going to have a pretty large sewer system lane at the very least.
I am Iron Man.
Or a very, very multiplicative negative. Okay, no. So it's going to end up being, 40 power sewer system. That's it's something. Slightly laggy, but it's getting better. Okay, perfect. Gallagher, yeah, I thought I was the only one lagging. No, so I don't know if maybe the internet disconnected really briefly or not. And so the last card we physically played was Magic. So we're not going to drop our Mystique. We're going to hope that we draw into... Ooh, what's our last card? We only have one card left. We have Ant-Man, Mojo... It's Claw, right? So we'll be able to push 10 power over into the Limbo lane, and we'll be able to complete this location. We just need to win one other one. I think we have Sewer System locked down. We just need to win one more. Oh, we won't be able to play both Mystique and Claw, will we? No. Pilk, also TLSG, that 15,000 game was without Mystique, since I don't have her. Mystique would have made it, yeah. It would have made it potentially even more multiplicative, and I think it would have probably broke the game. So we can do Claw here. I don't know if we win off of that, though. The Doc Ock really disrupted us quite a bit by pulling all of our resources in there and not letting us stack them where we need to. I think this is a retreat, guys. Because if they hit this with an Odin, our 5 power in this lane is not going to be enough. Currently, Claw is not enough. We are going to back out of that one. We'll take the 2 cube loss versus the 5. Did you see on Twitter someone won a location by 1k power? Yes, Umais. I'm not sure if you saw it. We won. We had, what was it, 2,000 power in a lane. There's some definitely nutty combos with. Yeah, definitely a retreat. There's definitely some nutty combos with Mystique. And I don't know how they balance it unless they change it to additive instead of multiplicative. But then at that point, it may go back to being not ran very often. So I think we drop Ant-Man into probably mid, and then we'll drop Mojo into this location depending on what mid turns out to be. Anjo, I had a game where my opponent pulled off an Onslaught Citadel, Onslaught, Mystique, Mr. Fantastic combo. 2,000 on both sides. That's nuts. 2.5 billion is the record. Umais, yeah, no, there are some really nutty things that happen with the Mystique combo, the Mystique Onslaught combo. I think we play Mojo. That'll leave us a little flexibility. We can either then start stacking our power into that right lane, or we can stack it into Westview, depending on what that turns into. Harry, do you have all the cards yet? Yeah, we do. We do have all of the cards that are currently released. So the last card that we pulled was Mystique at collection log level like 3,800, something around there. But we do currently have them. But yeah, that's the record because of the programming limit. I think that's the max. And it went above my head. I started doing some research on it, but it went above my head a bit. But that's the max that the programming limitations allow for. So Harry, oh wow, what rewards does he get afterwards from the collection points? So you can get variants, you can get avatars. Right now, I'm currently just holding my caches. And so if they, for some reason, release a big wave of cards, we'll be able to push for unlocking all of those pretty quickly. So we're going to go ahead and do the Omega Red. I think next turn we probably play Magic into the Gia. Revarc, I was happy to see that they didn't let it roll over into negative numbers like some other games. Yeah, where it goes too far and then it bounces back. Yeah, and if that would have resulted in a loss, oh my god, I can only imagine. Do we change the Gia or do we leave it so that if they play cards there, it's going to be a negative impact? We only need to win these two, and we will probably be able to push some power with our Omega Red. And so I think I'm going to use Magic in Washington, D.C. She-Hulk, no doubt, is the next card. So She-Hulk, they said, oh, the Leech is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh, man. Okay. Well, this is probably a retreat at this point. We will go ahead and do, I guess Claw, just for the 4 power. Yeah, Leech is a fun one. Akshay, hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. Leech is a good one, I think, with Project Pegasus. At 5, on turn 5, he's really difficult, but on turn 1, he can have a pretty big game-changing impact. So I'm going to go ahead and drop Claw. We have to hope for maybe, I don't know. I don't know what we can even hope for at this point. We will probably retreat. If they even decided to snap, we would have retreated there. Yeah, that is not going to a positive 4 for now. And then we will jump into another one, sitting on 66 caches. 3 more to go for that for the magic number. So we have 38 right now, and actually not caches. Mine are just 38 rewards. After a certain point, I even stopped pulling the credits and the boosters in case they change that system at some point. And so I've just been leaving all of our rewards unclaimed, and so it'll only increase from here. Lagging again. Yeah, I accidentally started recording. My 4 button starts the recording from OBS, and so I think it momentarily took all of our bandwidth. I wonder if the multi-stream is hitting him. Yeah, and if I think it was the recording, but if it keeps lagging, I'll go ahead and in the Twitter feed, or not the Twitter feed. Oh my gosh, words are difficult. I'll go ahead and end it on Twitch and leave the one from YouTube up and running, but that's only if it keeps lagging. And it may be that the internet is either kind of bogged down or kind of throttled. We may have hit our data cap to the point where they kind of slow down our connection speeds. So we do get Project Pegasus here. This is the second time we've seen it. We don't have any large cards to play, so we are going to just do Sarah. That will help us. If we are able to draw into the combo later, that will help us be able to play it onto the board how we would want to. Can we see another Ultron Patriot deck since you have Mystique? That is something that I'm kind of toying around with or tinkering with. I would like to do another one because when we did it before, it was definitely suboptimal. It wasn't the perfect build. We didn't have all of the resources we needed, but now I think it's going to be in a decent spot where we can rebuild it. So I'm looking at it. and trying to make one that feels like it's worth featuring. I do want to see where the patch lands us first before planning too far out in my builds. So, do we go with the 50-50 steal of either Colossus or Iron Man? Or do we go ahead and start building our power out in one of the other lanes? So we could do Omega Red, and then we could even do something like a Mr. Fantastic. We can do some of the other resources. I think we do Omega Red first. That's our priority. Depending on what that looks like, maybe we drop Rogue into Mojo World afterwards. Ooh, never mind. We definitely don't want to steal the Ebony Maw. And so we will just lock in our Iron Man here. Take the 50-50 shot for 2 costs is not bad. Yeah, and stacking our power with Omega Red gives us a good chance at winning both Project Pegasus and Monster Island, which is why I didn't end up going for the 50-50. This is a little bit more guaranteed that we'll get some value instead of it just being kind of a dead draw. And so I am going to drop the Iron Man. If we can draw into, maybe we can put this out in the universe. If we draw into Onslaught on the next turn, then we can actually really make this combo work. And so they drop a Wong. This looks like a pretty standard like Spectrum build. And so maybe they drop Mystique here to copy Wong. But if we steal... Yo, are we live? Yeah, we are live, Taylor. This is not a pre-recording. So if they drop Mystique here, oh, actually they could drop Spectrum this turn if they really wanted to. So I think we do. Do we do Mr. Fantastic? Maybe we do. Maybe we do Mr. Fantastic here to push power out to the side. If we get an Onslaught, we can try to expand upon that so that we get a decent amount of power to the side. But I do think we want to steal the Wong ability so that he doesn't get too large in this lane. And we have initiative, so we're going to turn first. So we'll be able to steal it before before Spectrum reveals. Fantastic and Claw mid. And depending on what we draw into, either we do Onslaught or... That is not a Spectrum. So strange. So I can only assume the Spectrum would come in now. But if we cap out this location, then they will lose 3 power on their Lizard. So Spectrum comes in, it's going to give a 2/4 power buff, so that'll be an 8-point play. As long as we get more than 8 points, right? As long as we get more than 8 points, we're okay. The last card we played, was it Mr. Fantastic or was it Rogue? I think the last card I dropped was Rogue. I don't know that we can do it. So actually, yeah. So we drop Claw in Monster Island. That way it gets the 4 power here. Oh, Wong won't get buffed. You're right. You're right, Nicolay. I think we drop the Claw here, and then we drop Mystique into Project Pegasus to push power to the side. Do we think that's enough? Oh, without Wong getting buffed, I think that's a better play. We get the power here to make sure we win this lane by 10, because we do need the 10. I think if Wong got buffed, the reverse would be easier. Yeah, and then the Mystique wouldn't go off in the Cosmo lane. You're right. You guys saved us 4 cubes today. Thank you guys for being here to help guide me through this game, because we were struggling. And so we win Monster Island by 2. I'm so sorry, Sham. Oh, I feel like I just caused a huge spike of anxiety all around the world. Oh, I apologize. I'm glad I played that one slow so that you guys could teach me a better way. Each time TLSG loses a coin flip, you can hear Ben Brode's laughter in the background. We need to make a sound clip of his laugh so we lose a coin flip and we just kind of hit that on the soundboard. Oh man, can't people just stream snipe and then always know what you play? Yeah, chicken, they can. But right now we're not hyper competitive. We're at the infinite rank. There's really no point in climbing any higher. Instead of we are Negan, we are TLSG. This channel is a collective community of all of your brilliant minds. But chicken, yeah, they can stream snipe. If they do, it's okay. If we lose some cubes, we're not trying to be hyper competitive. There's not a huge push right now to climb any higher than 100. So we get Project Pegasus. We do have a squirrel that's in the way that's going to kind of limit how much power we can drop. But I think maybe we do Onslaught. We still copy the Onslaught, and then we do something like a Claw, which will push high power here. And then we push for winning one of the other ones as we draw into Iron Man. Or do we drop our Sarah to allow us to kind of curve into the rest of our cards a little bit easier? Hey Kraken, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. I haven't tested out the move build. So with Project Pegasus, I haven't fully fleshed it out, but I do have I think a unique idea in mind for move that should be fun to play. So they end up doing a Doc Ock, which is the bane of Project Pegasus lanes or builds. So we are going to lose Limbo Location. Like there's no way around it. Actually no, we can still do Claw, which would be a 10 power over there. Oh, and then the Central Park comes in to kind of finish us off. I think we are going to drop Claw. This game becomes really clogged really quickly. We have 7 turns, but we're not going to be able to utilize all of them. Turn 1 Doc Ock has been very silly. Yeah, it can create some crazy swings. And hey Grayson, how's it going? And move with Project Pegasus can be okay. You can start high rolling a little bit earlier, but I don't think it gets as much benefit as some of the other deck lists. How did you start playing Marvel Snap, and what made you keep playing the game? So I was playing Hearthstone, and I think probably the same video we all saw from Zeddy that said, is this the Hearthstone killer? And that kind of introduced Marvel Snap to me. And then I watched the first gameplay live stream that they did, and it like the cube system, the location system, all felt really engaging and really cool and really fresh. And so that's what made me sign up for the beta. When I got in, it kind of hit all of those expectations that I had for it. And so then I just wanted to keep playing, and it just kind of escalated and snowballed from there. Yeah, Zeddy is the best. No offense. No, Zeddy. Hey Maku, thank you so much for the follow. No, Zeddy has been doing this much longer than I have. No offense taken. He is very good in what he does. And then Regis Kilbin is really good as well. A lot of really good talent on Hearthstone that have dabbled in Snap as well. Joel, Snap lunchtime. And here I don't see a great play. I don't think we win this one. We don't have any space. The Doc Ock really limits what we can do. And then they use a 0. We are gonna retreat. We just since they hadn't snapped, there was no reason to retreat earlier in case we could get a top deck. And so we are gonna go ahead and retreat now. Go back down to 7 and see if we can start our climb or continue our climb. And then Kraken. Sad to see Regis and Trump both stopped with Snap. And it is, but I get it from a metrics standpoint. when they put up a Hearthstone video and it gets 100,000 views, versus, you know, they do a Marvel Snap right now, the audience or the community isn't as large, so the demand's not there as much. So they end up getting, you know, 30 or 40,000, and so it makes sense for them to invest their time currently in Hearthstone. Hopefully, once Marvel Snap grows a little bit larger, we can kind of persuade our audience gets large enough that we can persuade some of them to shift over and do a little bit more often. Hopefully you'll be one of the go-to Snap creators in the future. Sham, that would be amazing. But I mean, we have a lot of really good content creators currently, and then with some big names moving over, I just hope that I don't get lost in the shuffle. I don't have to be the biggest or the best. I just want to enjoy the ride. Hey Maku, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I think you just followed our Twitch as well, so you get the double shout out. And Kraken, my real life has got me down to 1 video a week, sadly, if I'm lucky. Yeah, and real life gets in the way. 60 hours a week work is rough. I've been there. I've been in positions where, like, technically the cap was 60, you can work no more, but everybody worked more. And if you didn't, then it was kind of, you were at a disadvantage for everyone else. So it was almost viewed as if you were like a slacker at that point. So no, Kraken, I get it. And I'm fortunate to be in the position where I don't have a commute. We're remote, so I can take the lunchtime to play some. And so, but no, hopefully you'll be able to, things will kind of calm down at work and you'll be able to focus a little bit more, Kraken. Oh, we're gonna have a lag spike. I pushed the 4 button. I need to take that hotkey off. So I started to record, so it takes up the computer bandwidth really quickly. So if it lags, that's what that was. Pilk, I don't care about the other people. No idea who they are. Anyways, I'll only watch you. Thank you so much, Pilk. That does mean an awful lot. I don't know that we win this game. They hit a Mr. Negative very, very early on. Hey, no problem, Kraken. And then Alexander, they must open Marvel Snap from beta. Yeah, that will give us a larger audience, so that we can attract some. We can grow the community. It doesn't even have to attract any large names. Just having a bigger, like a global audience, would do a lot for the game and the content creators as well. Actually, there was no lag. I think it's just ISP. And then Revarc, Jeff who?
I am Iron Man.
And then Taylor, I tried to go back to Hearthstone. It just feels garbage after Snap. So I actually haven't even logged in or loaded into Hearthstone since we got access to the beta. I don't know. It was to the point where some of the games that we were playing, they should have ended in 10 minutes, but because of the long rope times, because of the way that just that back and forth happens, it took like 40 or 45 minutes
Iron Man
to end those games. And I'm stubborn. I'm not going to retreat just because it's taking a long time, but it's awfully frustrating. So I think we're going to steal their Iron Man here. We go into the last turn with Wave. We kind of hope for an Onslaught, which we have a 1 out of 3 shot to draw it. But I think maybe pulling their Iron Man will help us win the Project Pegasus lane. And then if they do cap it out, then that will increase the Mojo power level as well. I'm about 60-40 on Snap and Magic the Gathering. I would still like to check out... Oh, then they rogue us. I would still like to check out Magic the Gathering at some point. Asurio, I hope that you have a great evening. Thank you for jumping in and checking out the stream with us. So they rogue our Iron Man. We of course rogue theirs, but I don't think it's going to be enough in the Limbo location for us to, unfortunately, for us to do a whole lot with. So even if we drew into our Onslaught, we could do an extra +2 to each side. we can do Onslaught here, which would make Ant-Man like 25 power, but then that's going to end up being like I don't think it quite hits 40 for us to win that location, even if we don't trigger Omega Red. So the Rogue steal was just very, very unfortunate. Had we held our Rogue, we could have Rogue stolen it back or tried to. But this is another retreat, guys. We're going to go down to a 5.
Escape.
But with the Mr. Negative on turn, I think it was turn 1. So Ant-Man would be... Oh, yeah, you're right. We don't have the double Onslaught. It would just be... Yeah. It would be the 3 twice and then the 1. Yep, you're right, Jeremy. Run away, run away. There is no shame in retreating. A lot about what this game is just like strategically pushing your odds. If you have a good chance at winning, snapping and pushing there, sometimes you'll end up losing. But the majority of the time, if you play to your odds in your favor, then it will end up working out in the end over a large enough sample size. But Kraken, the current Magic the Gathering set looks insane. I played Draft and Brawl, which is a 100-card deck with a commander. So Draft is something that I thought was really, really cool in like the physical card game, like going to a comic book store or just a location that does run those tournaments and just doing a draft. I thought it was a really cool way to like increase their card sales and then also like increase your collection log, things like that, and just a fun, kind of like the arena, except for it's everybody drafting the deck and it's in a live environment. I thought it was a really cool take on it. But I've never just actually jumped in. I've learned like the basics, but never jumped all the way in. Daddy Gaming, yeah, we are live. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us today. So they did discard their Hela, which is why we snapped off of the. Oh, and so it doesn't look like the update to the Nightbot took, which is why I snapped off of the last turn. But they did have an Agatha, and so maybe they're going to try and run it out anyways. So we have a massive 8 power. We can do our Omega Red and then wave in case we draw into our Onslaught next turn. And it gets our Omega Red on the board. We can always shift these cards over into New York on the last turn if we need to. Kraken, I would love if Snap introduced a draft type mode. Yeah, I think it would be fantastic to see. And I don't know if they will, since several other card games do similar builds. But I think it would be really, really fun. It'd create maybe another way to generate or get people to use their gold to generate additional tokens. I just think it'd be pretty unique, or I think it'd be fun. I don't know that it'd be unique, but I do think it would definitely be fun. Taylor, wait, they fly now.
Opponent snapped.
If you want to check out Magic the Gathering Arena, I can recommend Legend VD. And so, yeah, I'll check it out. I haven't actually watched much Magic the Gathering content, and so I'll definitely check it out for sure. Yeah, what an expansion. It ended up helping them out greatly. It just destroyed us. But I think we'll drop Mr. Fantastic into Project Pegasus. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Xylito. Fantastic. We're going to have to do a lot of readjusting. Greetings from Brazil. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I hope you're having a great day so far. Do we do something like... I like the new daily video. The 2,000 power match was pretty nice. Yeah, we actually got one on stream a little bit earlier, Nox. Do we do something like this? We can push 10 power to the mid with Claw. If they move and cap out this location with 4, then we can trigger Mojo twice. I don't know if it's enough to win, though. Maybe we move Ant-Man instead for the guaranteed trigger. do we do Ant-Man, Omega, and then Onslaught? That would be a guaranteed 7 power instead of the gamble. Another lag spike, Chauncey. Okay, I may have to cut the stream here in a couple minutes. We're getting close to an hour anyways. No, I did I didn't press 4, Kenneth. Oh, it's still showing green for the kilobyte per second like stream quality on our end. And so I'll look back at it. I'll look through the logs after the stream ends. Hey Schmitty, how's it going? It's good to hear from you. It's good to see you in the stream. I hope you're having a great day. So they do move some cards over. So Mojo would have been a better choice here. Ant-Man was the, I guess, safer play. We do end up getting an 8-cube victory that probably shouldn't have been. But the Onslaught Claw was just a little bit too much. And so is it still lagging, guys? TLSG looks good at 144p. All square and blocky. Is it? Oh man. Okay, so if it's lagging that bad, I am going to go ahead and end it right at the hour today. Instead of pressing just a little bit. We are positive 13. Let's go. We're back. No, Nick. Is it good to go? Maybe we do one more. Do we run one more? I'll run one more while I'm waiting for some messages. No lags in 2 minutes. We came back. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll look at the bandwidth from our ISP today. Maybe since it's towards the end of the month, maybe they started throttling us. I hope not. And then if it's that we're using too much bandwidth, maybe we have to end the Twitch duo stream and just focus on YouTube. That seems to be where most of the support is. Taylor, I'm happy to not spend anything there. Oh, so the mercenary? Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the mercenary mode, so I came back to Hearthstone after being gone for a couple years. And I came back and I was like, well, there's all these really cool modes. I want to try them all out. And then mercenary just felt like it was a big money grab that without really giving you too much like engaging content. And so I played like the tutorial and that was enough for me. So in Nidavellir, all the cards are going to have +5 power. If we end up putting like our Iron Man and our Onslaught, that's going to be a huge Nidavellir lane, which could help us cap out and get the upside from an Omega Red if we draw into it. So we're going to do Mojo in Nidavellir. one more. Yeah, we have to hit the one more, and it looks like we may be against a bot. I think that's a black and white variant. It's just it looks a little bit sleeker than some of the other black and whites. Whoa, we had a huge spike in the comments come down. We need to lose two 8-cube games. That way we can be negative. Well, let's try and make that happen. Let's try and make that happen, Alexander. So glad I got here right when the stream ends. We'll have to try again. Yeah, so we're gonna try and play just a little bit more, at least this game.